are a superstar. Symbol of a woman who be working for herself. You are a superstar. Owamie, Owamie. Owamie, Owamie. You a vlogger, fashion over. You a being one less than I'm a ghost. Owamie, Owamie. Owamie, Owamie.
Hi ninjas, how are you guys doing? It's a Owamie Natural Genre AK means fair focal, bring back for all entertainment. If it's the first time joining me, almost definitely welcome. Please do make sure that you subscribe and obviously hit the bell. I absolutely love you, and do not forget to follow me on Instagram, Twitter and TikTok. All the links are in the description box down below, but it's all at Boldly Owamie. Now ninjas, I know that these glasses will be reflecting. Honestly, I've been working the whole day. If I take them off, I feel like my head is going to pound, okay? And so we're gonna just go ahead and have to deal with it. I'm really sorry for that. And when ninjas, today we're going to go ahead and start off with the trend that is basically going on with MacG, okay? So MacG is currently trending at this moment because of a tweet that City Press basically put out. So this is the tweet that City Press put out, you guys. When you're tired of listening to MacG, finding good podcasts can prove to be a trying task, especially with so many on our radar. Yanis Piri shares more about the best podcast to lend your ear to, and then of course they did put in a link, and if you look at that, there's a black guy at the back, and of course the white guy is the forefront, I should say, Shibobo. Okay, now of course Twipsters did not find that well. They did not take it well whatsoever. MacG got trended and he was now #1. So I'm gonna go ahead and just read it, you guys. So it's saying, when you're tired of listening to MacG, finding good podcasts can prove to be a trying task, especially with so many on our radar. Yanis Piri shares more about the best podcast to lend your ear to. So obviously a lot of people were just querying, myself included. The only query that I'm having is basically like, why would people get tired of listening to MacG? Even if maybe they were trying to give a compliment, it did not come off that way. I think that it could have been that when you're done listening to MacG, you know, finding another good podcast can be a problem. I think that that would have been worded a bit better than to say when you're tired. So what is tiring about MacG's podcast? Now, of course, there's other news that I do have to say congratulations to MacG, which is saying that South Africa's podcast and Chill with MacG has been announced amongst the top 3 urban podcasts in the world. Child, not just in South Africa, child, not just in Africa, child, in the whole freaking world. Like, this honestly deserves a round of applause, honey. Okay, the fact that like he's out here and like his podcast is growing like nobody's business on YouTube. It's one of the fastest growing podcasts like in South Africa. I know for a fact that it is. You know, obviously MacG has been trending. He has been going through scandals. There are certain times, and that's the thing that I love and I feel like I understand, is the fact that we're not going to always agree with everything. We're not always going to agree with everything, but that does not mean that we are enemies or somehow we hate each other. It just simply means that in certain topics our opinions and the way that we see things is going to differ. Now of course I do have to say congratulations to MacG for the fact that, you know, his podcast falls under the top 3 in the world of urban podcasts. That's something that is really big. And he did say, you guys, he was talking about how there were people that were being paid to destroy him. There were like stations and I guess news outlets that were paying Twipsters to go out there and tweet nonsense so that it can basically just destroy MacG's you know, reputation. Now of course, if some random Owamie from somewhere tweets something negative about MacG, any blog can pick it up and obviously quote whatever it is that the person said, and obviously those are the stuff that are going to pull up each time you search MacG. Of course, whatever blogs say, that those are the things that pull up first. Do you understand what I'm saying? And so when he was talking about Twipsters, I also started asking myself, that girl, are we also having YouTubers that are getting paid to destroy other YouTubers? because like I cannot put it past humans, shibubu. Okay, like for me, I personally just feel like, you know, you cannot take away something that God has given someone. There are certain God-given talents that no matter how much you like, no matter how much you can go to school, no matter someone can come teach you shibubu, like learn for 10 years, and somebody that is just coming from the village of Venda come and surpass the person that has had 10 years of training and whatever, if it is their God-given gifts. And there is a difference. And so honestly, like I feel like even though they can try to do whatever it is that they have tried, they can try to maybe destroy his chances of getting sponsors. But the nice part about YouTube is the fact that AdSense still pays, and his podcast gets a lot of views, which means that that channel definitely pays a lot of money. So with or without sponsors, I feel like I do see them you know, actually like going through and being fine. I do remember that there was a podcast where he was actually saying that he was offered a lot of money to, I don't know if they wanted to buy the podcast or they just wanted him to stop you know, doing the podcast and basically just go convert and go back to working for them and stuff. And you need to remember that MacG has been fired in many jobs, and I think that that is the other part again that we just do not acknowledge as much, is the fact that, you know, this is someone that they had shunned away. This is someone that they had fired. This is someone that they felt he was too provocative. He was too this, he was too that. And I mean, I'm sure that he also went through his own stage of trying to just figure out what is it that he wanted to do. And then he starts his podcast, and his podcast blows up like nobody's business. It's at over 500,000 followers at this moment, and obviously it's doing really well. Now they want him back, now they want him to come back, now they want to do this and that. And I think that that is just so important to say that that's what vendors say, which means that, you know, the dangling of a bone does not mean that it has fallen. That bone can still attach back to meat and attach back to another bone and be okay. Okay, so even if you're going through some tough times and maybe you're at a position in your life where you're just not fully understanding or knowing where your life is going, how your future is going to pan out, trust and believe, find ways, find plans. And that's the other thing that I've spoken about, to say that I'm someone that encourages education like nobody's business. You guys see, I even bought my baby sister a laptop because I want to encourage her. But at the same time, education is not the key to success. Education is a key to success, and that key only unlocks that one door at which you go to school and study. So if you never had an opportunity to go study, or maybe when you were at school you were considered the dumb one and you just basically did not pass, trust and believe you may have a skill. I don't think that there's someone that does not have a skill. You may have a skill that you can be able to use and make money from that. So stop looking down on yourself and start something, anything. Sell Zimbas, start, just refuse to just be stagnant. Refuse to not do something. Do something and see how it goes. We're on YouTube, guys. Like, we didn't go to school for this. This has no qualifications for us. But look at someone like MacG, that is like now number 3 in the whole wide world. Had it been that he had just sat down and said that, you know, radio rejected me, they don't want me, or mainstream media rejected me, they don't want me, and he was like, it means that people on YouTube are also not going to want me, then he would not be where he is. So clearly this is proof that you do have, you know, your own niche, and you need to look at that and obviously find that. So I'm honestly happy at the fact that, you know, people are actually seeing talent for what it is. MacG is very talented. He's able to grab an audience. I mean, this guy gets millions and millions of views on videos that last 2 hours, and you'll be able to sit and watch 2 hours and not be tired. That is a skill, Shibaba, okay? That is a skill. And I want you guys to go and comment down below what you guys think of City Press tweet. Do you think it came from a positive place? Or do you think that maybe they thought it was gonna come off as from a positive place, but obviously did not? Were you upset about it? And are you a chiller? I want you guys to go and comment down below. Do not forget to thumbs up this video and obviously share. And I'll see you guys in my next upload. Bye, ninjas.